Welcome, Qigong for Women's Health. Last 3 sessions, we discussed the most important things associated or related in women's health. The first is creativity, right? The power of the creativity. Without this, that's entire whole women's health has no meaning, in my opinion. That's the key. That's the spirit behind it, women's health. The second one is because you can create a life, you can create a power, then this power of this life must connect to the invisible, right? That's the invisible. Invisible is much bigger than the visible. So we have to learn how to see through the invisible. Otherwise, we just focus on the visible stuff. So condition, disease, they are all visible. But behind this is energy, right? It's invisible. Then the last session we talk about, since it's the qi, it's the energy. So because a woman's body has the gift, use this qi to transform something else. Transform the blood, transform it to the milk, if you meet the requirement. So today we are going to continue go down this path. Since you have all this power, women say, I can create life, I can get the energy, get the information from the invisible worlds, dark energy, dark matters. I have a power can transform the qi to the matters, right? Energy and the matters are interchangeable. Now, what is all of these gifts are related to the body? Bottom line, we're still living in this body, right? Your body, which organ is in charge? Who are the most powerful organs? That's what we're going to talk about. So do you know? The liver is the most powerful organs in women's health. So which is what we call the liver is a CEO. Think this concept, right? Make the decision. How do you do that? So ideally, everything associated with the blood, associated with the body, associated with the joints, associated with the tendons, are flexibilities, emotions, all associated with the liver function. So that's why Chinese medicine says, right, all the women's health directly or indirectly are related to liver function. So when the Chinese medicine talk about the liver function, it's not just a Western medicine talk about the liver. Has much big area. Just think about it, right? You can, when you're at home, your wife, right? So you are front of your kids, your mother. But when you go to work, you might be the boss, CEO, CFO, right? When you're at the frame, you have a different face. So though you are capable be many different areas. So which means you must carry, so that's why women carry so many masks, right? Put on the face. So how flexible you are. If you are not flexible, you are too busy to change the mask, right? So flexibility become the most important area, flexibility. So when we say flexibility, so how flexible you are. So we always think of the joint, right? We always think about body, but we never think about the mind. The mind is the most important because the mind is invisible. Right? All the emotions, all of these invisible things. So if your mind is not flexible, how can your body be flexible? So I often tell my patients, right? So if you want to be good at sport, if you want to be the good practice yogas, Chinese martial arts, for anything associated with the flexibility, you must treat your liver and you must think your mind. Invisible is much bigger than the visible. So when we say Qigong for women's health, right? So we still go back to the major conditions. Now you can name most women's health issues. from breast cancer, urinary cancer, right? So all of these arthritis, right? Most, I would say, the most autoimmune disease associated with the liver function disorder. Think this way. How important. So that's just a disease, right? So if we don't think about disease, we just think about, okay, how about it's another disease? You know, we want the beauty, nails, hairs, right? Can you feel your hairs? Right, you change many different kinds of shampoo. Your hair is still not shining. Why? Liver function. Right? Why your nail so easy to break? Why your nail is not shining? Liver function. Why your tendon, you want to play your tennis? Why you always get injury? Right? That's the liver function. Right? Why? And even those simple things as a reflex. Liver function disorder, right? There's so many things associated with that liver. So that's why I said that's a damn liver, right? It is not just liver itself. Remember, right? You have to remember one thing. So when we say the one physical, we always say, oh, my liver is perfect, but we say it's a function. So the entire Chinese medicine is the functional medicine. They deal with the function, right? It's the function disorder. It's almost like your computer. It's a software problem. It's not a hardware, right? When you do the annual check, when you check your body, when you do this running through all the different tests, all they see is the physical body, is the hardware, but they never can check your software, your emotions, your feelings. How many times you know your feelings now, right? But the outcome, your test is perfect. You're okay, right? So what's going on? Invisible. So that gives you one thing, just a physical body, right? We say anything at your physical body, there's always has a mirror outside the physical body. What is? Think this way, right? Well, that's what we say, the essence, elements. So the liver function is related to the wood element, trees, right? Remember the second class we talked about the invisible dark energy, dark matters, yin and yang concept, right? The tree, the wood element is the perfect element, can transform and yin and yang, visible and invisible. Entire energy change, right? Unless it's evergreen. If not evergreen today, what do you see? You see nothing, right? There's no leaves. But underground, all of these invisible worlds, the roots, release, redigest, communicate with earth. Then energy is sent out until spring comes. Everything will change, right? Visible, invisible. So the entire water, remember what we say, water, what is water gonna do? Your kidney function has to be nourished, your liver function. People say, why? Why my liver is so important? Liver, it is so important. Liver have an entire relationship. So we go back to the one thing. You want health, it's not just focus on one liver issue. You must see entire relationship. You want to know? Go to check it. They call the 5-element framework, right? 5-element consciousness framework. They are not just the element framework. The spirit of the 5-element framework is the consciousness behind it, because every element has consciousness, right? Every element has consciousness. I'll give you one example. What is the liver consciousness? Think of this. Suppose we say the liver, right? The liver function. When we say the liver, right, it's the liver function, liver spirit, liver meridians, right? Liver consciousness. So the liver is the most strong and the most unique organ in a woman's body. So what does that mean? That means you are able to transform the many invisible to the visible. Transformation, right? So therefore you have a skill skill or you have a gift connect to the consciousness of the wood element. So the wood element consciousness, one of the so important things is fearness. Fearness, one of the fear. So anyone suffers, so if you are the woman say, I'm suffer depression, I'm suffer the anxiety, somehow we will say, no, you shouldn't, because you have a gift, right? People doesn't understand, what's that mean? That means look around, right? Look at everything's connect. So if, right, we say, if that's the truth, which is it is true, this 5-element consciousness framework has been run for thousands of years in the Chinese culture, right? Has been used in Chinese medicine, right? So you look at the run for the tree, for the wood element. The wood element, what they can do, so the tree can grow, right? When the tree grow up, tree has to face into the challenge of the life challenge. Windy day, if it's too windy, you might break, right? The wind might kill you. But you will never see any tree say, I don't want to grow. Life is too dangerous, right? The tree just grow. Fearless. So that is the element. That's the one of the consciousness in the liver function. So which means this consciousness also buried inside of every woman's liver function. So when a woman suffers depression, when a woman suffers anxiety, you have to think this. I have a gift. I have a gift. And give it to me actual more strength and know how to deal the depression, how to deal the fear. You are fearless because your liver can't deal this emotional issue. So the only difficult is your mind. The mind will limit you. So how can you go behind the mind? Right? How can you go behind the mind? Once you can go behind the mind, everything can change. Right? So we say it in many ways. One is liver can do entire body flexibility. The other one of the major issues as today, right? We think about the digestive system, metabolic function, people facing to the overweight, facing to the many things, right? Entire digestive system are based on the liver function. Without the liver function, your metabolic function cannot reach the highest level because that's the liver's responsibility. Liver function must support entire digestive system, entire metabolic function, right? So you can see there are so many things at here. So one more thing, so like a hormone, right? Think about a hormone. People say, oh, I have a hormone, deficiency. The liver is the major organ to control the entire body is the hormone, right? So therefore, you see when the Chinese medicine deal with the menopause, they never look at it as the disease and illness. They just look at the natural transition. So the menopause, you definitely can treat it without the hormones because it's the body natural processing. So if you deal with the liver, you will be easier through this. There's so many issues, so are connected to this one. So therefore, we say Qigong for women's health, liver. The liver function is the key. The liver organ is the key, right? And then the emotions. What is the emotions associated with the liver function? Anger, frustration, right? As of today, definitely because women's liver so sensitive, right? Called the sensitive sense and the sensibility and the feelings. So sensitive, just like a radio, so sensitive. You turn it a bit, you can receive many things. Because the liver is so sensitive, then the emotions will be so sensitive. Then the body will react different way. So the body becomes the mirror of your emotions. Apply this concept, right? So when we look at now we look at the entire woman's health, what do we see? We see everything associated with the liver function. We see everything associated with your emotions. Everything associated with your consciousness. So we are not just look at the visible way, we are look into the invisible way. Then when you practice Qigong, think this way now. So the Qigong, all the Qigong, particularly in my system, what I learned this for the Qigong is a focus on liver function, how to help women regain their natural capability of the liver function, and how to allow the liver function reach the highest level. Because each organ has their own spirit. Think this way. Each organ just like a own person, right? They have own spirit. So the liver spirit in the Chinese medicine, they give it a name, they call it the Hun. The name is Mr. Hun or Mrs. Hun. What is that Hun gonna do? The spirit of the liver gonna do? The spirit of the liver always follow your spirit, your entire body spirit. The real identity, the spirit of the body is the liver, always. Liver's responsibility, always followed. So therefore, if you follow this way, what you see your liver function. But we see the liver, I see your spirit. So now you go back to the same concept. Everything is the mirror, is a reflection of your spirit. So when you practice Qigong, what do? You practice your feelings. You practice your feelings, your emotions, your consciousness. Then when you deal the illness and deal the disease, what do? You deal the emotions. Otherwise, you just deal the physical problems. Just like when we say space and the time, right? You think about us today. Most cancer treatment is deal the space. We never deal the time. But unfortunately, everything is time. It's not just a space. Modern science says space and the time cannot be separate. So which means your emotions and your body never can be separate. Right? Then why the Qigong is so important? Qigong brings the time change. Qigong doesn't just bring the space change, body change. The most important is the time change. The time change, body will change, right? Then emotions will change. Think about that, right? You change the time, you change your emotions, then you change the physical body. So think this way, right? So you want a healthy body. Women's health are associated with the liver's health. Liver's health are associated with the mental health and emotional health. So the real key is how to keep the healthy body and balance, stable emotions. So that is the key. So that's the Qigong practice purpose. You have to change your belief system. Then you have to practice. Then you have to understand everything is connected. Right? You cannot just focus on visible. You must see the invisible. You must see the condition behind its emotions, is the invisible. If you can do this way, you'll be able to treat the root cause, the problems. That is what we're going to go down. We are going to the next session. We're going to talk about the common disease and illness. How do we use Qigong to deal with these common disease, illness, and health issues? Now we can open up for the questions.
Okay, we have some questions here from a mom who writes in, what advice do you have for women wearing multiple masks at the same time, such as working from home and watching children? Do you have a perspective for me that you can offer?
Yes. We go to the first class. What's the first class? We say the rule number one: everything happens for a reason. That gives you a very deep foundation, allow you understand everything happens for a reason. Or if you are a religion people, or you believe the God, you say God only give it to someone who can handle it, right? In this life, you chosen be the woman, you chosen be the mother. So therefore, inside of you, definitely, 100%, you download this software. Think the computer is a package deal. Before you born, you download the software. Now, only difference is you forget the password. You cannot access to this software. How to find it, right? How to find it? You cannot go to internet to find this password. You have to go to the internet. You have to be meditated, right? Use your meditation. Answer lies within. And believe it. If you truly believe it, just like you believe I have this gift, then you wouldn't go to outside to find it. You have to go to inside. They are no accidents. You definitely have a strength. You have a wisdom. With you, you know how to deal with it.
What about patients that this one practitioner has with glaucoma? What do you see as the consciousness behind glaucoma?
I think the disease and the illness we can deal this in the next session, right? So then this most important is a foundation. Then the first session, this 4 class, in my opinion, without the deal, this is called basic foundation. Then we just treat the condition, right? We must see what is the gift. We must see the invisible. So in my opinion, what I learned, everything is from invisible to the visible. Everything is come from the chi, right? So everything can relate called the chi stagnation. Then show the physical stagnation. So the idea is always go to the chi, always goes to the emotions.
Would you talk a little bit about this person's getting eye twitching for the last month or 2? How is that related to liver energy?
We still go to the, too fast. You guys are jumping in too fast, and the specific condition is a concept, right? So we say that this way. If everything is a connect, think this way. Eye is the window of the soul. Eye is the gate of the liver. That's already say. Your body already tell you have a liver function disorder. Then when the eye constantly twitches, that means constantly moving. So what is constantly moving? When the outside the windy, tree is moving. So therefore, you have some kind of liver function disorder. Based on the Chinese medicine, that's emotional. Look at the emotions. Be stable. Be peace. Right? Remember the last class I teach the, navel breathing. Your spirit gate breathing allow you connect to your wisdoms. Right? You need peace. If you're not at peace, your emotions not peace, then your eye will be the twisty all the time.
Okay. How about for someone when the liver function is impacted, does that create a less of a sensitivity for the liver?
Yes, that is the truth. So once your liver has your entire capability, because it's like a receiver, right? Once the receiver problem, then you don't receive the information. And also, you don't have a chance, experience or explore the complete of the liver function.
Okay. For somebody who maybe has a fatty liver, has anger from the past, the childhood, what is a good way to release liver in your current life?
Wow. I just say that, if you use modern science point of view, energy and matter are interchangeable, right? If energy and matter are interchangeable, something already become fatty liver, that means the quality matter of the liver already changed. They are not just function disorder, they are already turned to the materialized things. So still can change it by energy, right? Follow the modern science. What is energy? Energy is qi. How to change the qi? Change your emotions. How to change your emotions? First step, you need to change your belief. If your belief doesn't change, you follow the same angle, still see what you want to see, and then you still get angry. You still get angry, your liver still cannot reach the highest, the function. The function cannot come better than fatty level. Liver never can be real healed because you continue feed to the problems. You haven't changed yet.
Master Lu, you say there are no accidents and everything happens for a purpose. When old emotions are triggered by events in your life, suddenly again, what is the purpose and how can you get rid of them once and for all?
Everything happens for a reason. You go again one more time. I say that this, everyone want to challenge yourself. This everything happen reason look like a simple basic English, but I think this English, that one is multi-levels. Everything happen for reason. Can you see that? Now if everything happen for reason and the reason must for good, can you see the good? But if you cannot see, how can you understand everything happen for reason? So by the way, guys, we are not just deal the illness disease, because illness disease is a surface level. Underneath is something invisible level, right? So if we truly want to deal with the problems, which is showed us, we must deal with the invisible level. We must deal with the root cause the problem, right? The root cause the problem always invisible. So if it's difficult for you, go back to the foundation, because you have to understand, I'm not just here to try to give you, magical pills and fix certain kind of disease. I give you a truth. I give you different angles. See things differently, right? Think of this. And then right now, you guys are watching me. At the same token, how many websites, how many shows is still on the internet? Why you not see? Because you didn't connect, right? Think this way. So when you want to change, you must connect to the positive thought. Change the way how to thinking. It's not easy. It's easy to say, but will make you a complete change because you change the path instead of change the shoes.
So just to clarify, are you saying that all physical problems are related to emotions? And if so, what is the starting point to change that software?
Yes. It's absolutely right based on what I believe and based on what I learned. Everything at the physical level, the condition behind it, there's always invisible emotions. Just do we want to see? Do we want to see? Do we want to change? Do we truly believe? Use modern science. That's not just Chinese medicine. That's not just Qigong practice. At least we are so happy modern science and tell us everything's connect. Right? Quantum physics tell you everything's connect. So how do you want to see? I'm just providing you from the modern science point of view or from the Qi point of view, allow you to see everything is connect. So as long as you follow this rule, and you will see, right, happen for a reason. You change the reason, you don't need it anymore.
So when you say women's health is related to healthy liver function and women are emotional beings, we express everything through our emotions. And right now, emotions are running high. So how do we then go about our day in a peaceful manner so we don't impact liver function?
Practice, and practice, right? So as American, we say, how can you get in Carnegie Hall? Practice, and practice. How do we practice? When you practice Qigong, you practice, peaceful exercise, then if you practice energy exercise, quality, quantity. Remember, quality, quantity doesn't mean you practice, you get a result if you not get quality. Liver function has the liver quality. Listen to me carefully. Liver function is the liver quality, is the liver frequency. So that's why liver cell cannot go to the lung cell. If liver cell go to the lung cell, then it's the cancer, right? Every cell, every organ has the own cell. Own cell has their own frequency. Own frequency has their own consciousness. So, please, do your homework. If you doesn't understand, and continue listening, and the foundation is very important. We are going down to the one of the unique path. I'm not just giving you a fish. I'm teaching you how to fishing and use different ways, right? What's the different ways? You don't catch the fish. Fish come to you. That's the different way. That's the Tao. Tao is a fish come to you, right? So we are ending for the Qigong practice. And by the way, right, so if you think that one is not enough, we have one 3E Qigong at the website. Please practice. Then when we go deep, you'll be able truly understand why this course called the Qigong for Women's Health. I spent so many sessions trying to lay down these foundations, right? So when your belief change, your energy change, your emotions change. So let's end for the practice. So you guys please stand up, hold this posture, Qigong posture, energy be peaceful, right? Close your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Please, if you doesn't understand, go back to the study again, right? Listen one more time. So you laid out the foundation, we can continue for the next sessions. We talk about how to use Qigong, deal with the common conditions. See you next class.